ladies. This is Larry Laffer, and you're listening to 55.5 POGD.
Welcome back to the Hassan and Graham Show, Halloween edition.
I'm a huge fan of the holiday. I know that your wife not the biggest Halloween fan.
Oh no! She actually couldn't.
Have you apologized to her for me?
I did. She's not really hearing it.
Listen. Here's the thing. You
actually caused quite a rift between us for a number of years.
Well, listen. You know how those costumes were popular, and I mean when I put it on and showed up in your chambers, I thought, what a joke. Didn't realize she wasn't in on it.
You know what's more fascinating? You haven't apologized to me yet.
Well, I thought I sort of did you a favor.
Really? How?
Well,
I realized that my wife really can't tell the difference between a clean-shaven hero type and a swarthy, goatee-wearing boat captain.
True. I just...
Mm-hmm.
When you're down to adventurers, Cap, that's really all that you see, I guess, you know? I don't know what else to tell you, sire, except I thought you've been very busy, ruling, taking care of things. I thought, let me take one thing off your plate.
Well, thank you, I guess.
That's right, you should be thanking me, sire.
Next caller.
Graham, I hear you encountered some talking pumpkins in Caldema. I'm a botanist, and I cannot fathom how plants can talk. What were they like, and where can I find them?
I'll tell you what. You think it's hard to get a pumpkin to talk. The real hard part is getting it to shut up. That's what the knife is for. When you carve into them, they scream like you wouldn't believe. But they also make the best jack-o'-lanterns, it turns out, because they're so lifelike.
I've found some talking pumpkins myself, and I've been there where Graham has been, and but I do it a little differently. I mean, you talk to the pumpkin that maybe has a self-esteem issue, maybe is a little sad, maybe wants to be cut. You find a pumpkin that is looking to die, and then you give it the relief that it's asking for. I euthanize my pumpkins.
Yeah, and actually you can find pumpkins that talk all along. If you're near Kalima, that's great. Sometimes the Isle of the Beast has a few lying around from some of the seeds that blew over. Maybe even some seeds that bore their journey on one of Hassan's ships, perhaps. Or
speaking of seeds that blew over on one of my ships, I want to talk to you about Halloween again, sire.
Oh, what now?
Another popular costume out there is your son Alexander.
Go on.
Well, on Mischief Night, I may have dressed up as him and gone to his bedchamber.
Go on.
No, I'm just getting it all out there.
Should I be upset with you, Hassan?
Well, it depends.
Depends on what?
Your daughter-in-law. How do you feel about her?
Well, she's a wonderful young... Wait a minute! Don't tell me you trick-or-treated my daughter-in-law.
Let's not be base and crass. I did play a trick, which might have resulted in a treat, but that is not... Go ahead.
Excuse... I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you there. Are you saying that you've been gallivanting around all of the Seven Isles, dressed as various people that normally inhabit them, and sleeping with their significant others?
I think you're showing a significant amount of religious intolerance. I choose to celebrate Halloween this way. And
what Bible does it say thou shalt sleep with everyone's...
apparently it has to be some Bible in order to be a valid religion in your mind.
Well, maybe not that, or any kind of religious text.
Okay, you celebrate your holidays the way you want, and I celebrate them the way that I want.
We carve pumpkins that can yell.
So do I, yes. And then I wear various costumes.
So do I.
And explore the aisle.
I do as well, but
yes.
Usually I get candy.
So do I.
With my children.
So do I.
Excuse me?
Okay. Next caller.
All right, let's see who's on the shell.
Are either of you superstitious in any way?
Well, I have seen a few ghosts in my time. There was outside of Vampire's Castle, I saw some ghosts, and my daughter found a whole house of ghosts surrounded by an infestation of zombies, which I admit I not really have a liking to. And all these things seem to point to a certain supernatural element.
I believe in the supernatural. There was a time where I had to fight to get a family talisman back from a voodoo cult. It took me, it was 300 years for my family to get back their rightful totem, and following that I spent some time in Bavaria where I had to take down a werewolf clan.
Let me guess.
Yes,
Then you went to hunt some vampires
I don't know
to
if
track down the Serpent Rouge?
I did solve the Serpent Rouge, sire. Yes, I do believe in the supernatural. I've seen things in my time as a Schattenjager that you wouldn't believe.
I really think you're channeling something else here.
I think you need to let me live my life, sire.
All right. How's Uncle Wolfie?
Ripped his damn heart out. Ripped his heart out right in front of me. Plunked it in a stone altar so I could get the talisman back. That's what he did.
You know what? Maybe I should research these things a little bit before I ask, so we don't have this awkward moment between
Yeah,
us.
now you hurt my feelings, sire. Just so you know. You know the other thing about it, sire.
Yes?
You know, I've seen and done many things, and I don't need you second guessing how I choose to live my life.
Fair enough.
Good. Next caller.
Where's the creepiest place you've ever been? Personally, I don't want to go to the Isle of Myths. All the fog surrounding the island makes me think the druids don't want any company.
Well, you know, we have maintained some really good Druid mainland relations lately, but they really do like to keep to themselves.
Camden, New Jersey is the scariest place I've ever been. Got off on the wrong train once.
I've never heard of such things.
Yeah, I stopped at Port Newark, and from there I wanted to see the Liberty Bell in Philadelphia, and I was on the wrong train. It was... I wouldn't recommend it.
Is the Liberty Bell some kind of woman?
Oh, yes, she is, sire.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Quite the crack in the Liberty Bell, sire. Quite the crack.
There are things that are worse than druids, though. You have to really worry about keep out signs. That's usually a tip-off sign that something dangerous or deadly is about to happen. Poisonous shrubbery.
Interesting about the poisonous shrubbery, sire. If you get some of the berries from the poisonous shrubbery, you can bake it into a pie with some skull bone meal. I did that once when I was in the land of Mordavia, and I fed it to Baba Yaga in exchange for some grue goo. And then I used that grue goo to slick the altar of the Dark One. It was quite a night, if I remember correctly, sire.
Wow, that's quite a tale.
Quite a night.
I hope that someday we can all learn more of your tales.
I do a lot of things, sire, wearing various disguises throughout the lands.
Apparently. So, weren't you talking about, what was the place that you...
Well, it goes by many names.
Yeah.
The Underworld, Hades, Ooga Booga.
Oh, Ooga Booga, that was it.
Yeah, I've been there several times. One time I was in Silmaria after I was summoned by the wizard Erasmus to complete the rites and fight off an ancient dragon. But I had to use the blood of a dead man to open up the doorway and get past Cerberus the dog. But that
All about sacrifices with you to get past your
you have to
objectives.
understand, the man was already dead, sire. It was a foul
Doesn't it have to be fresh?
land. No, sire, not to access the underworld. And Ooga Booga, you can access from the underworld to get by the three-headed dog. But that's not.
I could have sworn I read about that in the Paladin's Quest Journal. Are you sure that was you?
It was me, sire. As I said, I wear a variety of outfits and travel and do many things. Anyway, I've done those quests as thief, mage, fighter, and eventually as paladin. I need you to understand. I ran into your daughter.
I hope you mean figuratively.
In Ooga Booga.
Oh, okay, right. Oh, Rosella was there for a brief time.
Yes,
Yes,
she was. Yes.
Mhm. She says it was quite a frightening place.
I was in disguise.
Oh, no.
I figured the whole place was like Halloween. I might as well celebrate the way that I normally do.
Hassan!
I just want you to know that I did run into her while she was there. It is, listen, I since it's one of my favorite holidays, it is one of my favorite places to visit. The Count, very personable guy. I wouldn't recommend going there unless you have to. If you're just a lay person, you know, it's.
Is it on one of those 48-hour layover shows, like one of those kind of?
No, I want you to understand that it's not a place for the faint of heart. It is.
Well, of course, my Rosella's very, very courageous indeed.
Oh, she is courageous, all right, sire.
What does that mean? You keep saying things.
I am agreeing with you about the moral character of your family.
Well, who can argue with that?
That's right.
All right, we're going to break for a commercial.
Listen, before we go to commercial,
right.
sire,
we have to pay the bills here.
Want to make sure that you check out the latest edition of the Four Winds. Yeah, got a really great piece on Silver and the Boogeyman.
Oh yes, I hear it's quite fascinating.
Yeah, and I also want you to. There's an op-ed piece that I wrote. Don't know if it made it in there.
Oh, what was it about?
It's about how to disguise yourself and get away with things.
You know what? I'm sure to read it. You know, I'm sure in many of my travels that would come in handy.
Yeah, you should check that out.
All right.
Why don't we kick it to commercial? Listen, I keep hearing those noises out there, and I haven't seen Frederick in a few minutes. I'm gonna check on him while we go to commercial.
All right. We'll be right back, I hope.